ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ओम् श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्। So we saw yesterday this mantra, yes sarvajnah sarvavit yasya eshaha mahima bhuvi. What that mahima was, that also we saw in detail. That Brahman, that Saguna Brahman, how he should be contemplated upon. Bhashyakara gave us the ways to contemplate. And where is that Brahman to be found? Divye Brahmapurehi Eshaha Vyomni. Eshaha Vyomni, in the space within the heart, or in the space in the middle of the heart, which the Bhashyakara explained to us. This Brahman in the space within in the middle of the heart, which shines or which is luminous, because that is where our mind is. That is where the thoughts arise, and with every thought there is this light of knowledge, and so it is luminous because of thoughts. It is luminous because consciousness is reflected in every thought, and this is the city of Brahman. This is the luminous city of Brahman, which is said to be here in the available to know here in our heart, in our self. Vyomni Atma Pratishtitaha. So that we were looking at yesterday and yesterday. And furthermore, the same idea is conveyed in the next mantra, Manomayaha Prana Sharira Neka. So we will start with that mantra today. I need to go back into my document. So the last sentence of the Bhashyakara was, why is it called? It was in explaining why it is called. Why is this space within the heart called Brahmapuraha, Divye Brahmapuraha? That that this paragraph explained that in this heart, Brahman always continues to manifest in the form of consciousness, because every thought reflects this consciousness. Therefore, this heart is said to be the city of. It is as though located in the space within the middle of the heart, meaning it is as though available to recognize for us in this space, and therefore it is said to be the city of being. It's not that Brahman is located somewhere, it is all pervasive, but because that becomes the place of knowing, when our mind has become pure, free from likes and dislikes, at that time, for such a viveki, such a adhikarit purusha, such a wise person is able to recognize this Brahman as the very self, and therefore it is called the city of the Atma as the Brahman, not different from Brahman. Therefore, it is called the city of Brahman. It is in figurative sense that it is said that Atma or Brahman is placed in the space in the middle of the heart. Space is not located in the pot. Space is all pervasive. And so also Brahman is not located somewhere, it is all pervasive. Just a matter of this is where one recognizes in a pure heart. Uh, so one sentence here, Atma as Sat is reflected everywhere in Chetan and Achetan, in sentient and insentient. But Atma as Chit is reflected only in heart or only in Antakaran, only in the subtle body, which is located in the space within the heart. And therefore it is said this Brahman is available here. Further, मनोमय प्राण शरीर नेता प्रतिष्ठो अन्ये हृदयं सन्निधाय तद्विज्ञानेन परिपश्यन्ति धीराः आनन्दरूपम् अमृतं यत् विभाति. So that Purusha, that Brahman, that Purusha who leads the Manomaya. What is Manomaya? Our subtle personality, predominant with mind. This Purusha who leads this Manomaya, the subtle personality, Prana Sharira Neta, and the Prana and the associated subtle body, from one who leads where? So from one gross body to another, this Purusha who leads this subtle body, where is that Purusha located? Is located Pratishtitah Anne is located. Anne actually means food, but it should be interpreted as Annamaya Sharira. It is located, this Purusha is located in the gross body. What kind of gross body? Or further defining, in the gross body, Rudayam Sannidhaya, taking a board of the heart. So it's not actually available in the gross body, it is available in the subtle body within that gross body. So Anne, it is Pratishtitah Anne Rudayam Sannidhaya, that will become the whole clause. So this Purusha is located in the gross body. How? Taking abode of the heart, meaning taking abode of the Antakarana, which is within this heart. Tad Vignanena Paripashyanti. That means what? That Purusha who leads this subtle body, the Manomaya and Prana Sharira Neta, that Purusha, by knowledge of that, Dhiraha Paripashyanti, or Vignanena Dhiraha Paripashyanti Tad. This Dhiraha, these wise people, perceive or know what? Tad. Tad Purusha, know this Purusha, how? Vignanena, by knowledge. They know this Purusha by knowledge. How? Directly. Sakshat, without intervention of sense organs or mind. They know this Purusha as Anandarupam, in the form of Anand, happiness, or we will say happiness, but later on Bhashyakara will use different word. So we can also understand Anandarupam as limitless. For now we can say happiness. Amrutam, immortal, free from death, yet vibhati. So this dhiraha, they know tat purushaha, yet vibhati, which shines, who shines in the form of happiness, Anandarupam and Amrutam, and immortal. So, Bhashyakara says, Saha hi atma tatrasthah मनोवृत्तिभिः एव विभाव्यतः इति Manomayah मन उपाधित्वात्. Tatrastha. Tatrastha means there, that Atma located in the heart. Tatrastha, he, Atma, vibhavyate, is indeed illumined or experienced manovrittivihi, uh, by the thoughts of the mind alone. And therefore, mana upaditvad is the hetu, is the cause. Therefore, on account of the upadhi of the mind of the antakaran, this atma is called manomayaha. So, manomayaha, if we go back to tattva bodha, so manomayaha is just a notion that I am a mind. The notion that I am a mind keeps me away from my true self, which is Atma. And so Manomaya is said to be a kosha, is said to be a sheath, is said to be the wrong notion about myself, wherein I identify with the emotions of the upadhi of this mind. So when mind becomes happy, I feel I am happy. So as though uh, it as though becomes a sheath. This wrong notion as though conceals my true nature. So there, tatrastaha, there in the middle, in the space, in the middle of the heart, where this antakaran is located, where this mind is said to be having its location, their Atma is located, because that is where this consciousness is reflected. And so that Atma is said to be located in that heart that is indeed illumined or experienced. How? By every thought of that Antakarana, by the thoughts of the mind alone. And therefore, on account of this Upadhi of the mind, this Upadhi of the Antakarana, Atma is called Manomaya. Atma alone is called Manomaya, but still, because of this wrong conclusion, it's not known to be recognized in its true self. But important is what we call Manomaya is also nothing other than Atma. Further, Prana Sharira Neta Pranaha cha Tat Shariram cha Tat Prana Shariram Tasya Ayam Neta Asmat Sthulat Sharirat Sharirantaram Prati. Prana Sharira Neta, that which leads, Neta is that which leads. That which leads what? Pranaha, this pranaha, and the vital air, and sharira, sukshma sharira. Sharira should be understood as sukshma sharira, and the subtle body, that is called prana sharira. Of that, this Atma is the leader. This Atma is the leader of the Prana and the Sukshma Sharira, and the associated Sukshma Sharira. Why is it called Neta? So, first of all, Prana Sharira Netaha, Neta, this word of the mantra is explained by the Bhashyakara as this is a compound word. So that compound word is explained here in this section. That compound would be, explained as that Vigraha Vakyam is the explanation of a compound word, would be Pranaha cha tat shariram cha tat prana shariram. That which is Pranaha as well as Sukshma Shariram. That is called Prana Shariram. And Tasya Ayam Neta. So that was Prana Sharira. Now Prana Sharira Neta. of which this is the neta, this is the leader, this is the one who leads. Asmat, how is he the leader? Because it leads this prana and sharira from asmat stula sharira, from this gross body, sharirantaram prati, to another gross body. So that whole word is explained. That's all. Then Bhashyakara says, so that Atma, which in this manner is a leader, which leads this prana and the Sukshma Sharira from one gross body to another. What about that? Pratishtitaha, avastitaha, anne, bhujyamana anna pariname, pratidinam upachiyamane apachiyamane cha, pindarupe anne, hridayam, buddhim, पुंडरीकच्छिद्रे सन्निधाय समवस्थाप्य. First, we will take this much.
Can I ask you a
Long
question
sentence.
here?
Yes, yes.
Can you just go back to the previous page? Yeah, here. Stop it.
Mm.
That which leads the prana and the subtle body, prana and that subtle body. Can you explain this little more, Pushtiji?
So, the Bhashya, so don't go by this translation, okay? I may have made mistake, but uh, here, if you focus on the Bhashya words, because sometimes I complete the sentence so that it makes sense in translation.
Okay.
What Bhashyakara has done is he has simply given the Vigraha Vakyam. Remember how Bhashyakara first explains the words, then he expounds on the concepts that are, that he wants to convey through those words. So this thing, Sharira, Prana, Sharira, Neta, what the mantra is saying is Prana Sharira Neta. This Atma alone is the one that leads this Sukshma Sharira, which includes the Prana as well as the rest of the subtle body. Because subtle body has 17 elements, right?
Yeah.
Subtle body has Prana, then Mana, Buddhi, and all the Indriya, the subtle form of Indriya, and so all those 17 or 19 parts in combination is the subtle body. So prana is being said as as a representative, and then associated sharira should also be understood. So one who is the neta, one who is the leader, meaning one who leads this prana and sukshma sharira from one body to the other. We think that it is the Sukshma Sharira which takes this Jiva from one body to the other body. But if this Sukshma Sharira did not have the capacity uh, of the of this Atma, then even this Sukshma Sharira cannot take take this Jiva from one gross body to another gross body. So in that manner, uh, this Atma alone is said to be the one uh, who is leading the prana and the subtle body from one Sukshma Sharira, so from one gross body to another gross body.
Thank you.
Okay. So going on to the next, so that first, so where is this located? That is further being discussed. That this neta, which leads this Sukshma Sharira from one gross body to another body, where is it located? So Pratishtitaha, meaning Avastitaha, it is located anne, in the food. Food meaning what? Bhujyamana anna pariname, that which is the modification of the food that is consumed. Uh, Pratidinam upachiyamane apachiyamane cha, which is subject to increasing and decreasing daily, and pindarupe anne, and which gets transformed in the form of this gross body. Hridayam buddhim pundarika chidre sannidhaya samavasthapya. I will explain this again. So that Atma, which is located in this manner, is located where? In the Hridayam, in the heart. Heart meaning in the buddhi, in the intellect, which is located within the heart. Pundarika chidre sannidhaya. So let me just go into the translation. So the highlighted ones are the words from the mantra. So pratishtitaha is explained by Bhashyakara as avastitaha. Pratishtitaha means that which is located or placed. Where? Anne. So right now only the words are explained. So don't try to connect the sentence. Just understand what the words mean. Anne meaning bhujyamana anne anna vipariname pratidinam upachiyamane apachiyamane cha pindarupe anne. That whole thing is explaining this anne. So anne meaning in the food, in the body made of food, from that which is consumed daily, pratidinam bhujyamana anna, which gets modified daily. That which is subject to growth and decay, upachiyamana growth, apachiyamana decay, pinda rupe anne, and that which gets transformed, and that which gets transformed, or that which, that which gets modified into in the form of this body, that is the food. What is food? That which is subject to growth and decay, which is consumed daily and which gets modified in the form of this pinda rupa, in the form of this body, that is called anna. So by anna we should understand this gross body. So anna meaning this food sheath or annamaya kosha, this gross body. Then the word Hridayam is explained. Hridayam means the intellect. That means what? Pundarika Chidre. Okay. So Hridayam means Buddhim, which is where? Which is located Pundarika Chidre. Hridayam means the intellect, which is present in the space within the heart. Sannidhaya. So don't go into the grammar. Sannidhaya is samavasthapya Hridaya avasthanam. It means that it is very well placed, very well placed where? In the heart. It is very well placed in the heart. The location of the Atma is indeed the place within the heart alone, which is in the body, in the gross body, which is the modification of the food. Therefore, it is said this Atma is located anne, in the gross body, because even the subtle body is within the gross body. Hridaya, okay. So, sorry, let me rewind. So, Sannidhaya word was explained by Bhashyakara as what? Samavasthapya. I have just done Sandhi here so that I can, in my mind, everything is clear. Sama means very well. Avasthapya means placed. So Bhashyakara explained that word Sannidhaya as Samavasthapya, very well placed. So that was the end. Uh, then there is this rest of the sentence which Bhashyakara is explaining. So we will take this clause. Hridaya avasthapya eva hi atmanah stitihi nahi atmanah stitihi anne. So the location of the Atma is indeed the place within the heart alone. Atmanah sthiti means location of the Atma. Hridaya avasthanam eva is indeed this place within the heart alone. Nahi atmanah sthitihi anne. It is not that Atma is located in the food. That is just made clear. Okay, so then the next clause. That okay, next clause. Okay, we'll read it. We'll read it first, and then we will go into. So tat atma tattvam. Let me go here so that it is easy to read. So this clause we are here. So tat atma tattvam vignanena vishishtena shastra acharya upadesha janitena ज्ञानेन शम दम ध्यान सर्वत्याग वैराग्य उद्भूतेन परिपश्यन्ति सर्वतः पूर्णं पश्यन्ति उपलभन्ते धीराः विवेकिनः. So tat of the mantra is explained as tat where atma tattvam. Tat meaning what? That means not where, but that means what? Atma Tattvam. Vignanena means what? Vishishtena Gnanam. Vishishtena, the knowledge of the subject. Because, why is it Vishishta? Because this is not the knowledge of object. This is not knowledge of the Drishya. This is the knowledge of the very Drishta, of the very subject. So in that manner, it is called Vishishtena. Shastra Acharya Upadesha Janitena. That we will see in a while. The knowledge which is born, Janitena, which is born of the teachings, Upadesha, of Shastra and Acharya, of the Acharya in accordance with the Shastra. The knowledge which is born from the teachings of the Acharya in accordance with the Shastra. Nanena, that Nanena. So this Shastra Acharya Upadesha Janitena was adjective to Gnanena. So by that knowledge which is born from the teachings of the Acharya in accordance with the Shastra, Shama Dama Dhyana Sarva Tyaga Vairagya Udbhutena. Furthermore, this also is adjective to Gnanam, which knowledge is born in a qualified, so qualified teaching was explained as Shastra Acharya Upadesha Janitena, and now Shama Dama, etc., is explaining the qualified student, which is born where? Which is born in a student who is qualified, which is born in a heart, essentially not even in a student, which is born in a purified heart, qualified with these qualities of Shama, Dama, Dhyana, Sarvatyaga, Vairagya. So that is called Vignanena here. Vishishtena, knowledge of the subject, born from this knowledge, or born with the knowledge, born by the knowledge born from the teachings of the Acharya in accordance with the Shastra and in a purified heart with these qualities. Paripashyanti is sarvataha purnam pashyanti. Pashyanti meaning upalapante, that which is available. Pashyanti meaning that which is available, that which is perceived in completely, entirely. Sarvataha purnam is completely in all aspects. All aspects. Tiraha means vivekinaha, discriminative ones. So it's not a sentence, it is just explaining the words. So if you just take it as a paragraph, it may not grammatically make sense. So now just let us see what I tried to do here. So the wise, the discriminative ones, they see the meaning, they see, they see paripashyanti, right? The wise, the discriminative ones sees meaning, they know, this, they perceive what? They perceive tat. They perceive tat atma tattvam. They perceive this atma tattva, which is the reality of the self. Paripashyanti meaning sarvatah purnam, completely, entirely, in all aspects. How? Vijnanena. So that by the knowledge which is special, or which is the knowledge of the subject, which is born from the teachings of the Shastra and the Acharya, or by the teachings of the Acharya in accordance with the Shastra. I would like to do it that way. And in a mind, Swamiji said this, in a mind which has samskara of non-duality by Shastra and by listening to the Shastra and Acharya, in a mind which does not project, a mind which has learned the fallacy of subject-object duality, a mind which has learned the fallacy of the seeker-sought duality. This is just, by the way, the explanation that Swamiji gave, which we should try to cultivate. With that kind of mind, with a mind which is a prepared mind, with the samskara of non-duality, and with the right qualification. What are those qualifications? Shama, Dhamma, the mastery of sense organs and mind. Then meditation, being able to meditate, contemplate. Then dispassion, vairagya, and sarva tyaga, giving up of everything. Swamiji explained it as Shama as the lack of projection, where the mind is quiet, when there is no distraction. When Vairagya, freedom from desires, freedom from demands. In fact, Swamiji is telling that as explanation of Shama alone. That freedom from desires and demands is also that Shama. This is what will cause Shama actually. This freedom from desires and demands will cause our mind to quieten, uh, to uh, to become free from this 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 habit of projecting. And Dhamma means sense organs are also quiet. Sarvatyaga, this is nice. No sense of ownership. So where we have given up our sense of ownership, and Vairagya is explained here as freedom from bhoga ichcha, freedom from that desire to enjoy. With this kind of prepared mind, this kind of mind is called apramattam. If we recall from couple of mantras back, apramattena vethavyam. With such an apramatta mind, alert mind, non-distracting mind, in this mind, one sees one's true nature. So mind also should be prepared, and we also should have access to the pramana. Who is the pramana? Shastra is the pramana. How? Not I reading independently, but the Shastra that is understood from a teacher. because it is an unfolding, because the teacher coins every word, and so because even the Shastra coins every word, and so it has to be unfolded by the teacher in the manner in which it has to be understood. Then the last sentence of the Bhashya, it is understood how Ananda Rupam, so this we have to go a little bit back and forth. What did we say? This Vivekinaha Sarvatah Purnam Pashyanti Upalabhante. These are only words, but anyway, so we'll go. How does they see this Tam Atma Tattvam? They see this Atma Tattvam, this wise people, they see this Atma Tattvam as Ananda Rupam, Sarva Anartha Dukkha Ayasa Prahinam, Sukha Rupam, Amrutam, Yat Vibhati, Visheshena, Swatmani Eva Bhati Sarvada. So that Brahman, which is of the nature of Ananda Rupam, which is of the nature of limitless. So here we are translating as free from limitation because there is another word Sukha Rupam, where we will say it is of the nature of happiness. So why are we telling Ananda as Ananta, limitless? On the basis of other Shrutis, like Taittiriya Upanishad, where Anandam is explained as Satyam Jnanam Anantam. So there Anandam is explained as Anantam. And also this Chandogya Upanishad, Huma, so 7th chapter Chandogya, where Brahman is explained as Bhuma, which is limitless. So on the basis of all that, Shruti, Ananda Rupam can be understood as limitless, of the nature of limitless. That word is explained, Ananda Rupam, as Sarva Anartha Dukkha Ayasa Prahinam. Or even if we take as okay, we can also, okay, I correct myself. We can take Ananda Rupam as limitless, but we can also take Ananda Rupam as in the form of happiness. And what does that mean? So that Ananda Rupam is explained as Sarva Anartha Dukkha Ayasa Prahinam. Another word, Sukha Rupam. So that which is devoid, Prahinam, devoid of uh, of all sarva anartha, of all the evil in the form of unhappiness and ayasa, troubles or effort, and sukha rupam, and of the nature of happiness. So ananda has to be understood as both of the nature of happiness and which is not dukkha mishrita, not mixed up with this unhappiness. Amrutam yad vibhati, that which shines as immortal, uh, and which is immortal. Immortal meaning what? Free from death and sorrow. What is the mrityu? This death and unhappiness itself is mrityu. So which is free from that. But since unhappiness is explained by the Ananda Rupam, therefore we can understand immortal as free from death. Visheshena Swatmani Eva Bhati. So, where does it shine? In one's own mind. It Sarvada, it always Bhati shines where Swatmani, in one's mind or in one's Antakarana, or we can say it shines as my very self. Visheshana, we will just translate as distinctly, very clearly. So this was about that eighth mantra, which talks about that location of that Atma and how the Vivekinaha, the Dhiraha, they are able to see, they are able to perceive, they are able to recognize that Atma Tattvam as Ananda Rupam, as the nature of limitless, devoid of all the evil in the form of unhappiness, and as Amritam, as immortal. This is how they see. This is how they recognize this Atma. Then a very important mantra of this Upanishad, one of the mantra to be remembered. So, the result of seeing in the earlier mantra, the Shruti said that those dhiraha, by vijnanina, by knowledge, by prepared mind, and by the right pramana of the acharya and the shastra, uh, they are able to see, they are able to recognize, they are able to know tad what? Tad Brahma. Which Brahma? Yah sarvatmyah sarvavid yasya eshaha mahima bhuvi. That who is omniscient and whose glory is available in this world, which is available to recognize Divya Brahma Purehi Esha Vyomni, which is available to recognize in the space within the heart, which shines uh, uh, luminously and therefore called Brahmapure, city of Brahman. In that which is available, when one recognizes, what is the result? So that result is being said here. The result is Jivan Mukti. So that is being said here. Uh, so, नित्यते हृदयग्रन्थिः छिद्यन्ते सर्वसंशयाः क्षीयन्ते चास्य कर्माणि तस्मिन् दृष्टे परावरे. So भिद्यते हृदयग्रन्थिः छिद्यन्ते सर्वसंशयाः क्षीयन्ते च अस्य कर्माणि तस्मिन् दृष्टे परावरे. Tasmin drushte paravare. So when that Paramatma, which is, or when that Brahman, which is the basis of the cause and effect. So I'm starting from here, paravare, okay? Paravare, when that Paramatma, which is the basis of para meaning the cause, and avara meaning the effect, which is the substratum of the karanam, meaning the Ishvara, as well as avara, which are the effects in the form of these jivatmas. So that when that Paramatma or this Nirguna Brahman, which is the basis of the cause and effect, that is called that one word para avara. Vashyakara will explain, but we are taking it in this translation as well. So when that Paramatma, which is the basis of cause and effect, when that Brahman or Paramatma is known how? As the very self, then what happens? The knots of the heart, Hridaya Grantihi, then the knots of the heart gets untied, Vidyante, or are they get broken. Chidyante Sarva Samshayaha. Then all the doubts which one may have about the self, about the world, about the Ishvara, all these kind of doubts, they no longer remain. Chidyante, they get dispelled. Shiyante cha asya karmani. Asya meaning what? Asya jnaninaha. Of this wise person, karmani, all the actions, kshiyante, also get exhausted. So we will look into these words further as we look into translation. Into the Bhashya. Asya Paramatma Gnanasya Phalam Idam Abhidhiyate. So Sangati is given. Vidyate Hridaya Grantihi. So let us just take this Asya Paramatma Gnanasya Phalam Abhidhiyate. Sangati to this verse is given that what are we going to do now? Of this knowledge of Paramatma, phalam, the result of this knowledge of Brahman is now being told. What is that result? It is Jivan Mukti. What is that result? So the Grantha, Shruti says, Vidyate Hridaya Grantihi Avidya Vasana Mayaha Buddhi Ashrayah Kamaha Kamaha Ye Asya Rudi Shritaha Iti Shrutyantarat. So I'll translate this verse first and then we'll see to uh, what it is. Further look into it. So Vidyate Hridaya Grantihi, this Hridaya Grantihi, all complexes which are a result of ignorance is what is referred as Hridaya Granthi. What is Hridaya Granthi? So we are going to dwell on this just word Hridaya Granthi. So bear with me. We'll look into a couple of explanation of this Hridaya Granthi. So we will start with the simplest explanation as what? Hridaya Granthi is all the false notion that I entertain about myself because of ignorance. That is what is called Hridaya Granthi. That Hridaya Granthi, all those complexes, that notions are Vidyate. That notions, they get destroyed. So all complexes which are a result of ignorance is what is referred as Hridaya Granthi. This Hridaya Granthi, which is what? Chetana Achetana Granthi, which is a result of mutual superimposition of the Chetan Atma and the Achetana Anatma. Meaning of the Anatma is Drishya, is object, whereas I, the Chetan Atma, is the very subject. So there is this mutual superimposition of this subject and object, as if I am taking the dharma of the Anatma, of the Sharira, Mana, Buddhi as myself. I am fat, I am sad, I am intelligent. And as if I am imparting my dharma of existence and consciousness to this intelligence, to this mind, to this body. So there is anya atyasa. There is mutual superimposition. Both are superimposing their attributes on each other. And that is called this Hridaya Granthi. That Hridaya Granthi is explained as what? Avidya Vasana Mayaha, which is a collection of vasanas, which is a collection of this impression of this samskaras. This notion of vasana is explained by Swamiji as ahankara and mamakara. All these notions of I am this and the resultant, this is mine. So this is called vasana, which is what? Avidya, which has its root in avidya, which is born out of ignorance. So avidya vasana mayaha, that word should be understood as this phrase, which is the multitude of the samskaras, the notions of I and mine, which are born out of ignorance. So further, buddhi ashrayaha kamaha. So what is this hridaya grantihi? So Bhashyakara mantra only says vidyate hridaya granthi. Bhashyakara explained hridaya granthi as what? Avidya vasanamayaha. So how that hridaya granthi is on account of this vasana, which is born out of avidya. Furthermore, what is that hridaya granthi? Buddhyashrayah kamaha. That hridaya granthi is kamaha. And buddhyashrayah is the adjective to kamaha. So, this hridaya granthi is kamaha, is the desire. So now there is a whole discussion that happened, an entire lecture happened on explaining how did Bhashyakara say hridaya granthi as kamaha, as desire. Where does that come from? And there is a whole long discussion by the Tikakara, by Anandagiri, explaining what was the vision of Bhashyakara in seeing that Hridaya Granthi as calm. And we will not enter into the whole Anandagiri Tika, but we will just see the summary of it so that we can connect and we can also appreciate the depth of this mantra. So Hridaya Granthi is called desire. Why? Because Kamaha is the first expression of ignorance. We cannot see or experience vasana. We cannot experience avidya, ignorance. Only when this ignorance manifests as this kama, as this desire, that is when we know that there is avidya. How can one say that there is avidya? Because there is, do you have a desire? Yes, I have a desire. Then that desire is an expression of avidya. And also not any kind of desire. Uh, Further, desires are classified as binding desires and non-binding desires. So the desire which are born out of this feeling of inadequacy, out of this feeling of incompleteness, those desires are called binding desires, and those desires alone are referred here as kamaha, as hridaya grantihi. So that kamaha is being talked about. So the first outcome or expression of this hridaya grantihi, of this mutual superimposition, is kamaha. Of this avidya, we should say the first expression of avidya is kamaha. Therefore, it is called hridaya granthi. So, when I call myself to be such and such, immediately there is a need to become free from those limitation, and thus I desire. Why is there a desire? Because I label myself to be something, to be incomplete, and therefore to become free from that limitation arises the desire. This desire has its abode in the intellect and not in the Atma. So there was this adjective used in the Bhashya, Buddhi Ashrayaha Kamaha. So this Kamaha has its abode in intellect, in Buddhi. Kama arises where? In the Buddhi. Kama does not arise in the Atma. This desire is the quality of Buddhi, intellect. How do you say this? So Bhashyakara quotes another Shruti, and this is not a figment of my imagination. The Shruti, another Shruti also quotes this, that Kamaha ye asya rudi shritaha, the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad and Ka Kathor. It's not Kathor. Should be Kathor. Yeah, it is Kathor. It is Kathor. So this another Shruti also says that of this wise man, ye kamaha asye hridishritaha. Of this man, the desires are lost in the heart. So very, very long explanation uh, by uh, by the Tikakar. This whole is the explanation, okay? I don't know if I want to go there, but it's very important. So what I'll do is maybe I'll go through the Bhashya first, and then we will try to review this. So we'll look at the next sentence of the Bhashya. Hridaya ashrayah asau न आत्म आश्रयः भिद्यते भेदम vinasham ayati. This is the sentence. So this desire, which has its ashraya where? Hridaya ashraya. Asau meaning what? This desire, this kamaha, asau kamaha, this desire, hridaya ashraya, has its ashraya abode in heart. Heart meaning what? Intellect. In the intellect, which is present in the heart. So this desire has its ashraya abode in the intellect, na atma ashraya, and not in atma. Then vidyate word is explained. Vidyate of the mantra is explained as bhedam vinasham ayati. Vidyate means attaining destruction. The sentence is not complete, just the word vidyate is explained as attaining destruction. Then then further, chidyante sarve ज्ञेय विषयाः संशयाः लौकिकानाम् आमरणात् गंगास्रोतवत् प्रवृत्ताः विच्छेदम् आयान् विच्छेदम् आयान्ति. So chidyante sarve, those words of the mantra are explained as gneya vishayaha. Sorry, chidyante, not chidyante, but sarve is explained as gneya vishayaha. Chidyante is coming from the mantra. There is no further explanation by the Ashokara. So, chidyante, all the doubts, sarve gneya vishayaha, all the doubts regarding okay, I have just translated it as sarve samshayaha, all the doubts, laukikanam amranat ganga srotavat, all the doubts regarding anything which can be known, ne vishayaha, all the doubts regarding anything which can be known, meaning pertaining to myself, pertaining to creation, pertaining to the creator, Ishvara, all these are chidyante, dispelled, removed. Sorry. So for the ignorant who do not know the truth of himself, creation and creator, he will always continue to have doubts about everything. And therefore, this having doubts is not entertained. So, if one has a doubt, then one should strive to remove that doubt. one should strive to resolve that doubt. How? By Shruti Anukula Chintanam. By doing the Chintanam, by exposing our mind to the rationale that the Shruti presents. In that way, our doubt should be resolved. So, this Laukikanam Amaranat Ganga Sroto, what this thing is explained now here. This this doubts for Laukikana means for those who are ignorant, who are not Viveki, who do not discriminate between Atma and Anatma, between Satya and Mithya. For those aviveki, for those ignorant, what happens? This samshaya, they do not chidyante, they do not get resolved, and amaranat Ganga srotovat pravrittaha vichedam ayanti. Those doubts continue to arise like the flow of Ganga, Amaranath, for his whole lifetime until he dies. That person will always have these doubts. As long as ignorance is there, meaning as long as ignorance is there, these doubts will keep on arising. So, to remove doubts, what should one do? One should remove ignorance. So then there are associated some important sentences that I've just uh, you know written, documented. That there are doubts regarding what? Regarding pramana, regarding whether the Upanishad is pramana for revealing Brahman or should I rely on some other source. This can be a doubt. So that doubt goes how? By doing Shravanam. By doing Shravanam from the teacher of the Upanishad, this doubt is resolved. And then there can be doubts regarding the Prameya, the Vastu, the truth that we want to know. Regarding that, also we can have a doubt. Regarding myself, I can have a doubt that Shruti says I am Akarta, but I am experiencing myself as Karta. Bhokta. So that doubt regarding the prameya vastu, regarding the truth, uh, will go away by mananam, will go away by vichara, by contemplation. So this is just by the way, okay? That's not coming from Bhasya, but Swamiji was dwelling on it. So, and it's just Swamiji's words. But I felt it was important for us, so I'm just repeating right now. So when people who are ignorant, for those people who are ignorant, they will never have a certain knowledge, they'll never have a conviction. Uh, because if name and form is given reality, I can never be sure of who I am as that Asti Bhati Priyam. I'll never be convinced. I'll have always be distracted to the names and forms and not to the Vastu, not to the true nature of all those things. So because of doubts, I do not know how to. So why is it important to remove the doubts? So it's not just academic, but if I do not remove the doubts, I will not know how to relate with myself, with others. I will not know how to relate with the situations that I confront in life. And so it is important. Why is this knowledge important? Why is it important to remove this samshaya, to remove this ignorance? Because unless I do it, if I don't do this, then I will not know how to truly relate with myself. And so it becomes important to know this truth, to know, to discriminate between what is satya and what is mithya. All this becomes important. And so it becomes important to remove all the doubts we have in our mind. अस्य विच्छिन्न संशयस्य निवृत्त अविद्यस्य यानि विघ्नो विज्ञान उत्पत्तेः प्राक् प्राक् प्राकृतानि जन्मान्तरे च अप्रवृत्तफलानि ज्ञान उत्पत्ति सहभाविनी च क्षीयन्ते कर्माणि न तु एतत् जन्म आरम्भकाणि प्रवृत्त फलत्वात्. So remember, this is talking of Jivan Mukti. So asya meaning what? Vichinna samshayasya, of this, whose doubts have been eliminated, and nivritta avidyasya, and whose ignorance has been eliminated, of these people. Yani, when have their doubts and ignorance been removed? So, Vijnana Utpattehe, because of this ignorance. Okay, sorry. This is the sentence. Asya, of this, Shiyante Karmani. This is the sentence of the mantra, okay? Asya, of this, Shiyante Karmani. All the karmas are exhausted. So, Bhashyakara explained Asya meaning what? Of whom? Asya meaning Vichinna Samchayasya and Nivutta Avidyasya. So, whose ignorance is eliminated and whose doubts are eliminated. That is the person we are talking about. This wise, whose doubts and ignorance are eliminated, their karma are exhausted. What kind of karma? So now if you remember Tattva Bodha, three types of karma: Sanchit karma, Prarabdha karma, and Agami karma. So all that is explained. The first, Yani karmani. Yani meaning what? Yani karmani. So the first karma is Yani Vignana Utpattehe Praktani. So those karma which has which are done before the rise of knowledge. So in this lifetime, all the actions that I've done before the rise of knowledge, as well as janmantarecha, apravritta phalani, as well as all those karmas of my past life, which I have accumulated from my past life, but which are apravritta phalani, which have not started to give its result. Those are called what? Sanchit karma. Those sanchit karma kshiyante. They are also they get exhausted. Then what are the karma? Gnana utpatti sahabhavini. Those karma uh, which are performed along with knowledge, meaning what? Which are performed after the rise of knowledge. They also get destroyed. So basically, all the actions before the rise of knowledge, they get destroyed. All the actions after the rise of knowledge, they get destroyed. But natu etat janma arambakani pravritta phalatvat. Natu this prarabdha karma, which is the arambakani, which is the uh, which has resulted into this birth and which has started to give its result in the manner of this birth and this life of ours, they do not get they do not get destroyed. They have to be exhausted. That one person has to be experienced. So that is explaining this Jivan Mukti.
May I ask you a question here?
Yeah.
This Agami karma, right? It says it gets destroyed also for Jnani, but how
Mm.
come it gets destroyed? It is not even started giving fruits, right? Like when he does the karma with the knowledge, then Agami gets created. Is that not right?
Yes, but yes. So it's not that after knowledge the karma does not happen by a gnani. So even after knowledge, the gnani continues to live. So when he lives, he will do some, he will eat, he will sleep. So that kind of action will happen. But how is this agami karma destroyed? So see, when we are eating and drinking or whatever, when we are doing our nitya naimittik karma, we also get associated with the karma phala of those actions. Whereas this gnani, they do not get associated with that karma, because for him it is clear that I am a karta. He is clear, he always abides in this knowledge. So from the onlooker's side, it is called agami. From you and I, we say this wise person's agami karma also are destroyed. For him, he is always abiding, he is in his own true nature, that I am a karta atma, who is not different from this limitless Brahman. He is abiding in this knowledge. So even when he is experiencing this prarabdha, uh, he is not, disturbed by it. And even when he is doing his daily activities, or even he may do actions for the well-being of the world, like King Janaka. So he may be dwelling in the realm of karma, but still he would be able to entertain this I am akarta bhava. So in that manner, he is doing karma, but he is not tainted by this karma phala. It does not stick to him because he does not see himself as a doer. The result can stick only to the person who is seeing oneself as a doer.
Thank you.
So that is explained. So Swamiji here explained that this three thing is always a doubt, because Swamiji also gave a story that if a man has three wives and if the man dies, then when the man dies, all three wives should become widow. It should not be that two wives becomes widow and one doesn't. So also this three karma is little bit complicated, but how should we understand that? Just as if somebody is moving that potter's wheel, and then after some time one stops that potter's wheel, how even if that person is not moving the potter's wheel, that wheel will continue to move for some time because of that momentum. uh, and even with our fan, even with if I turn off the switch, the electricity is not there, but the fan continues to move for some time because of the momentum. And so also this prarabdha karma is like that momentum, and this agami karma is like, because as I said, it is agami karma gets destroyed, but this person is not identified with the karma. That is how we should look at it. So actions, okay, so I've explained the Bhashya, but I'm just reading this part. So actions before rise of knowledge and after rise of knowledge are destroyed. But the third category, which are responsible for commencement of this birth, this body, they do not, that prarabdha karma do not get destroyed until it is exhausted, because they have already started giving its result. But this entity, the false entity called ahankara, which is the result of the identification with anatma, therefore the account is there, but the account holder, the doer, is not there. Just like actions of a dreamer gets destroyed. So agami karma you can understand as this actions of a dreamer, how they get destroyed when in the wake of knowledge. The actions of a dreamer gets destroyed when in the wake of knowledge. So also knowledge can only destroy ignorance and products of ignorance, namely ahankara. Knowledge cannot destroy karma. What is destroyed? That identification that I was a doer. that alone gets destroyed. And so what happens? I suddenly find that I was never a doer. The whole thing is what? That I suddenly find that, oh my God, I was a fool so far to be taking myself as a doer. And so I realized that even so far, I was never a doer. In spite of having performed so many actions, I realized it was a mistake. So just as the 10th boy will realize when he recognized that he is the 10th boy, he will realize that how futile all his efforts for searching the 10th man, 10th boy was. He will realize that, he will realize the fallacy in that search of 10th man. In the same manner, uh, destruction of karma is what? His realization that he was never a doer. But overall, we can also understand that how this karma phala is destroyed. So only the seeds are roasted. For the wise, prarabdha is also at the level of upadhi. It is from the standpoint of onlookers. Okay, I can skip it. And the last sentence, Tasmin sarvagne asamsarine paravare param cha karana atmana avaram cha karya atmana tasmin paravare sakshat aham asmi iti drushte samsara karana uchchedana ut uchchedan uchyate ityarthah. So Tasmin is explained as Tasmin Sarvagne Asamsarine. Uh, in that omniscient Lord, uh, whose glory is very evident, who is a samsari, who do not suffer this death, birth, and all the suffering, who is para and avara, who is para and avara, who is uh, called Ishvara with respect to the Karana Atmana, uh, Paramcha Karana Atmana, who is called Param Ishvara because of Karana Atmana, because of this upadhi of being the cause of this universe, and Avaramcha Karya Atmana, and who is called Jivatma with respect to the Karya Upadhi, this effect. Tasmin Paravare, in that Para Avara, which is the substratum of both the Ishvara and Jiva, both the cause and the effect, Tasmin Paravare, Sakshat Aham Asmi iti Drishte, when one sees as that per avara, that substratum, that Brahman, I am. How does one see Sakshat? Without intervention of mind and sense organs. Uh, Sansara Karana Uchchedan Muchyate Ityartha. Then one attains this moksha. Uh, then one attains moksha. Uchchedan, samsara karanam, chedan. How? Because of giving up of the cause of the samsara, because of giving up the cause of samsara, which is avidya, because of giving up that avidya, because of giving up that final cause, one attains moksha, one gets liberated. Uh, So when I directly see myself as Para and Avara, the one who pervades everything and transcends everything, when I know myself as that, then I am released. Then I become released. Then I attain moksha. The cause of samsara, which is ignorance, when that is eliminated, how? By knowledge of Atma, which is Brahman. Uh, so this is not coming from Bhasya, but Swamiji has explained it, and I think it's good to include it in our understanding, so I'm including it. So when this ignorance is eliminated by knowledge of Atma, which is Brahman, by knowledge of this oneness between Atma and Brahman, then all the Hridaya Granthi, then all the desires and the actions are destroyed. So, uh, this is how this mantra describes what moksha is. How do I know I am bound? Different situations, different karma, different complexes in my mind, different doubts, different notions that when they're present in my mind, I should understand that that alone binds me. And with knowledge, I become free from all of this. And then I no longer feel helpless. I remain subject to situation, yes, but I do not feel helpless. The next three mantras we will see on Monday, unfortunately. Um, I just wanted to come back to just, even I don't have time, but we'll just go over this so that it's not incomplete. Hridaya Granthi. It's very important. It brings back to this adhyasa. So from Hridaya Granthi, Tikakara uh, has traced it back to how this Hridaya Granthi is a result of this adhyasa, and how slowly all that discussion that Tikakara did was leading to this adhyasa, that there is this adhyasa superimposition in my life. How do I know that superimposition is not something that is evident to me, but by its karya, by its effect, namely the desire. Desire is the first impression which is evident to me, and if I trace it back, that why is there a desire? Uh, why is there a kamana? Because of ajnana. Uh, that will, uh, trace me back to this ignorance. How do I know there is ignorance? Because there is a karma, then then it points. That karma becomes a pointer to ignorance in my life. So I'm just going to read this quickly. Desire is, so this is just coming from the Tika, okay? And it is essentially explaining Hridaya Granthi is karma. Bhashyakara has this clause, avidya kama karma. What is this ignorance? Avidya is the ignorance. What is this samsara? Avidya, which gives rise to kama, desire, which gives rise to action. And then we can go further, action giving rise to karma phala, then again giving rise to birth and death, etc. But avidya, kama, karma, that is what samsara is. So now we come back to why Bhashyakara said kama as avidya granthi. So desire is not the nature of mind also, since mind can be free from desire in a wise person. Desire is a product of rajas in the mind. So kama here stands uh, for, or it is a representative of duality or a sense of limitation. Desire is simply projection, therefore can go away by knowledge. Because desire is a projection, therefore it can go away by knowledge. So avidya kama karma, this is the phrase that we often see in Bhashya describing samsara. What is the nature of samsara? Avidya kama karma. Uh, so actions do not remain when the kama goes. When this desire goes, then it will also not result into action. What should we understand? That karta bhava, that kartrutva, that doership in the actions will also not remain. And kama goes when the doubts and notions about atma goes away. When my samshaya goes away, then this desire goes away. And this person becomes free from the whole chain of bondage. So what gets destroyed is what? So then the Tikakara he brought about this whole discussion. What exactly gets destroyed? Neither the desire gets destroyed nor the buddhi gets destroyed. So what gets destroyed? What gets destroyed is ignorance. Ignorance alone gets destroyed. There is nothing else that gets destroyed or that needs to be destroyed. But by destruction of ignorance, what happens is all my notions born of ignorance will also go away, and the visible fruit of knowledge is that I become free from demands of that mind. So, for wise, fulfillment of desires is not important. Desires may be there, but not the insistence for its fulfillment. So, in wise also, in Janaka also, desires may be there, but this must happen. That insistence goes away. Uh, so two kind of desire, non-binding and binding. One, the binding is arising from the sense of inadequacy, and the desire arising from for sustaining the body or out of satisfaction of adequacy, just for the well-being of the people. uh, that is a non-binding desire. So as long as mind is there, so long always there is a possibility of a desire. So it is never that we will be able to get rid of a desire. It's just that we will not be bound by a desire. Therefore, desire gets destroyed means what? While mind is there, while the cause is there, its effect, desire, cannot be totally destroyed. It will always arise again. So, only the reality that we give to this desire, only the reality given to this unreal desire, that goes away. Mind itself doesn't go away. Even if I know Maya, Ishvara Srushti doesn't get destroyed, because Ishvara Srushti uh, is Maya doesn't get it. It has already, uh, Jiva Srushti gets destroyed. Ishvara Srushti does not get destroyed. The subjective creation gets destroyed. The objective creation that you and I, we all see it equally, that doesn't get destroyed. So Maya doesn't get destroyed, just that one doesn't come under the spell of Maya. So what gets destroyed? So the problems, so what gets destroyed? So what is Tikakar doing? He is raising the problem and he is answering that none of these problems are getting destroyed. So if buddhi has a cause, okay, you will perhaps may find it a little bit confusing because I have not filled up the gaps, but I'm still going through it. So what is the cause of buddhi? Is Brahman the cause of buddhi or Maya the cause of buddhi? Regardless, even if Brahman is the cause of buddhi, buddhi cannot be destroyed. Uh, since if Brahman is the cause, then until the material cause is there, until cotton is there, this dupatta cannot be destroyed. So if Brahman is really the cause, is really the material cause of the buddhi, then until Brahman is there, buddhi cannot be destroyed. If Maya is the cause, then again, buddhi cannot be destroyed totally, because until material cause is there, effect cannot be destroyed. So buddhi cannot, so first of all, buddhi cannot invite its own destruction, nor can, so first was, buddhi cannot be destroyed. If Brahman is the cause of the buddhi, even then buddhi cannot be destroyed. If Maya is the cause, even then it cannot destroy the buddhi. Now, question is, who destroys buddhi? If that's a question, uh, then buddhi cannot destroy itself, because I will not destroy myself. Same way, buddhi will not destroy itself. Then does Atma destroy buddhi? Uh, Nor can Atma destroy buddhi. Why? Atma nor can Atma desire destruction of Buddhi, since Atma is a Sangha. Atma has no connection with Buddhi. Atma has nothing to gain from Buddhi. Atma and Anatma are ways apart. It's a Sangha. So Atma can also not destroy Buddhi. So who will bring about destruction of Buddhi? Maya cannot be destroyed by uh, the knowledge of self. Therefore, Buddhi cannot be destroyed. So, where is this karma or avidya located? In Atma or in Buddhi? Uh, it is uh, not in Buddhi, since Buddhi is the product of avidya. Buddhi is superimposed upon Atma. Therefore, it appears as though Atma is ignorant. This may be so a little bit confusing, but it is what we should understand is this karma is definitely not there in Atma. It is this karma is what Buddhi is what superimposed upon Atma. It is not that it is really in Atma. Therefore, it appears as though Atma is ignorant. Uh, so here Tikakara made a switch. That whole thing is worth listening to once, that whole lecture. That Buddhi is projected uh, upon Atma. Now, whole another question raised: who superimposes? Atma superimposes or Buddhi superimposes? Uh, so, as our avidya, kama, karma lodged onto our atma? Has somebody placed this avidya, kama, karma onto atma, or they just appear? Is it actually there, or is it just appearing? So the former cannot be it, because the attributes of one we cannot throw upon the other. Just like I cannot throw the attributes of fire upon ice, so it cannot be that this avidya, kama, karma are lodged onto Atman. So what by in this way, by proper rational, Tikakara is bringing us to how this kama and this avidya, kama, karma is nothing but a projection upon Atma. Thus, Atma doesn't really become ignorant. The Atma appears to be ignorant. Ignorance is in the buddhi, but by Bhranti. So yes, we said ignorance and karma is in buddhi, but how? By Bhranti. It is an appearance. It is a projection. It's not that it is really there like a cotton in this dupatta. It is there as a projection. Who sees this in Atma? Atma or Buddhi? Atma cannot, because it is not the ashraya of avidya. Buddhi also cannot see because it is inert, it cannot and it cannot objectify itself. So desire is the nature of the mind. As long as this is clear, there's no problem. But what happens is I take desire to be my dharma, my nature, and this is all the source of suffering. So suffering, why is there a suffering? Ultimately, they are bringing us to suffering is because of the superimposition in my life, because of this identification with this body, mind, and sense complex. So, what has to be destroyed? Not buddhi, not kama, only this identification with this body, mind, and sense complex. Only this adhyasa has to be destroyed. So, what is this Hridaya Granthi? The Granthi is nothing but the error that I am making in my life of taking this body, mind, sense complex to be I, and taking the attributes of that body mind sense complex as I. So, whole thing that is discussed in Brahma Sutra, Yushmat Asmat Pratyaya Gochara Yoho, that whole discussion is being brought, fundamental is brought that what is superimposed, what is this Hridaya Granthi, this Kamaha. Why is that said? Because that is evident to us. But what exactly is this Granthi? The superimposition is the Granthi. and that alone is destroyed. The rest of the thing I am going to leave it. Okay, it's just going to create more complication. But we went through the whole crux that I wanted to go. That Atma is the Vivarta Karanam. It is not a Parinami Karanam, and therefore Buddhi Kama has its ashray in Buddhi. Atma becomes the Vivarta cause for Kama, and Buddhi becomes the material cause for Kama. That Hridaya Granthi means that superimposition, that identification with the body, mind, sense complex that we are doing. That gets destroyed in this Kinani, in this wise person, and therefore his all his karma gets destroyed, meaning his doership gets destroyed. He no longer remains helpless out of whatever he is experiencing in life. Okay, so we will meet on Monday, one more session with the rest of the mantras. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om
Hari
Hari Om.
Hari Om, Pushti ji.
Became a long
Thank you.
session.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hari Om.
Hari Om, Pushti.